Where's Leo in your birth chart? You know Jupiter's about to move into Leo, right? Well, we need to talk about it. And I'm sorry, I love you and I love astrology too much to simply say, main character energy, this is gonna be your best year ever. As much as I wish astrology worked like that, it just doesn't. Leo does bring confidence and this creativity, this self-expression. But Leo can also encapsulate wounds around feeling like we needed to perform in order to be worthy of love. Oftentimes, even though Jupiter does come in and wants to help us out and make things bigger and more abundant, it has to highlight what's not working first and make it loud enough to where we're willing to do something about it. I want to give you a realistic and hopefully clarifying understanding of what Jupiter's transit into Leo might mean for you based on where you have Leo in your chart. Keep in mind, if you have any personal planets in Leo, this is going to alter the expression. And if you have any of your planets that are going to be aspecting Jupiter, that's also going to alter the expression. But let's jump in and kick it off with my Leo risings. I mean, honestly, you guys really are the main characters here. This transit's going to be about reinvention. The first house is you. It's how you move forward in the world. It's how you express your energy. It's how people experience you. Not to mention, Jupiter will be just finishing up its transit through your 12th house. And this moment might come later for those of you guys that are mid to late degree Leo risings. I use Placidus, so we do have that nuance there. But anytime we have a planet move from the 12th to the 1st, it does signify a kind of rebirth. This is the time to fully integrate all of the lessons that you have learned. And there's something very expansive here, right? So whether it's giving yourself permission to take up more space, making some sort of change with your personal style or your hair or something like that, whatever it is, there is an influx of energy on the self and how you move forward. This is literally like the curtain is rising and you have been in the preparation work. Ideally, Jupiter in the 12th helped you get clear on what actually doesn't fit for you, what behaviors or aspects of your identity are rooted in false beliefs or past trauma. If you are holding on to any limiting beliefs or if you're still holding on to any performative aspects of your identity, not only is that going to start to feel louder for you, but seeing the ways that it either gets in your way or attracts the wrong kind of people, places, and things into your life, that's also going to get louder. I imagine for a lot of you, there are going to be these increased opportunities to be seen, which is also going to push you to confront any deep down fears around being seen. Get very intentional about how you're showing up in the world, the ways you self-identify, the type of attention you want to receive. Overall, I really am very excited for you guys, and I think you should be too. Just get ready to face whatever's been getting in your way. All right, if you are a Cancer rising, you are going to be having Leo either finishing up its transit through your first house and eventually moving into your second house, or straight up jumping into that second house. The second house is about our self-worth. It's our value. It's our possessions. Yes, it speaks to like money, income, resources, but also the beliefs and like self-concept that allow us to get there. Jupiter's transit through your first house has helped you really expand your understanding of self and how you want to move through the world. And now Jupiter moving into your second house, well, this is about how you either monetize or solidify that kind of growth, how your core values start to be shaped by any of the experiences you've had. So the question shifts from who are you to what are you worth? And how does your lifestyle and your choices reflect that worth? I don't even usually look at astrology through the lens of like lucky versus unlucky, right? I think it's all about potential. But even I have to admit that Jupiter moving into the second house tends to be pretty lucky. It wants to expand your resources. It wants to expand your worth. But again, it's going to bring up these questions for me. What deeper fears are going to come up? Anytime we grow and reach this new level of like light and visibility, we usually have to face that additional layer of shadow or fear. So you could have these huge new opportunities for revenue. This could be a job. This could be some sort of income. This could also be more financial independence. And now the question becomes, are your income sources aligned with your identity? Are you starting to get more caught up in like the external validation of it all, or kind of the quick fix and material security, sensory comforts of it all? Because that's one of the things that Jupiter in the second house can amplify, is like our wanting to hold onto and grip onto resources or comfort, especially if it helps us avoid confronting any shadows or, trauma that could be highlighted by that opposing 8th house. Align your lifestyle with whatever you have been learning. Be mindful of taking things to excess, but trust that ultimately Jupiter wants to bring amplification. So it's up to you to show up for the task and clearing out anything that might get in the way. Gemini risings, Leo is going to be perhaps finishing up its transit in the second house, but then moving into your 3rd house. And this is about writing and communication. It's our mind, it's our mental health. It's also our familiar surroundings and kind of like neighborhoods, but also siblings. There's a lot of, the 3rd house encompasses a lot. But I really think of it as representative of that time when we're starting to get acquainted with who we are, what we want to speak about, what stories do we tell, and what is our relationship to our own voice and to what is familiar to us. I wouldn't be surprised if this transit helps activate your voice. I also wouldn't be surprised if any of you guys are doing something that allows your voice to be heard and your unique perception to be appreciated. What is it that you now realize you want to learn about? What is it that you now realize you really have to say? In what way could you align your words and your thoughts and the way you communicate with all of the growth that these previous transits have been bringing to you? And you're a Gemini rising, so your relationship with your voice and your perspective is so big for you. I love that this is really an opportunity to make it more personal, make it more authentic, not be afraid to be heard. I wonder if you're going to be revisiting anything kind of old or familiar, whether it is actual sibling dynamics, maybe revisiting certain beliefs about yourself. I don't know, maybe you got into therapy and now you're like rewriting your core narrative. The Leo influence is, of course, going to bring up a lot for me about when and where you have felt like you needed to be performative in order to be heard, or how in any way you haven't had this like fully authentic relationship with your voice and your mind as a result of any past trauma. This could also point to an increase in like community involvement or deepening your ties or your connection with your neighborhood. Maybe some of you guys are going to be moving to a place that's much more authentically aligned for you. In my opinion, third house transits tend to invite a lot more free will into the picture, so I can't wait to see what you do. All right, stay tuned for the next one, and I love you all.